Okay, battery, extra batteries, check. That's always a good sign. Crap. You know what I'm just noticing right now, camera lady?
Your monopod head and no monopod?
Yeah, I remember how when we left I made such a big deal about remembering my monopod head? Well, guess who forgot the monopod? I have never taken my monopod out of the car since I bought it, but I had to take this stuff out of the car to do some stuff on my lift kit, and I guess I forgot to put it back in. But I might be prepared for this. This is not a plug in any way, shape, or form, but this freewheel tripod, I've made a video on it, this 5-in-1. Every single one of these legs unscrews to be a monopod. So this is that's like my favorite tripod that I've been having for a while, but I haven't actually used it as a monopod. So today is the lucky day if I can get this bit off.
It's your time to shine, buddy.
Yeah, maybe not though. Oh, there we go. I got it. Yeah. Okay. Don't let me forget that's in there, Brittany.
Right.
Whoa, almost whacked myself in the head. Okay, so now this is the one thing that I love. This is from my iFootage monopod, which is my favorite, the Cobra Strike 3 something S, or I don't know what it's fancy because it has the little and it like goes up and down. This doesn't do that, so I'm going to be a little limited. But and it also has the feet. You know what? This has feet for that, Brittany. I think so. I don't know how to do it. I'm not going to bother. All I want is this.
Bringing out the big guns for you support.
Yeah. So one of the reasons we're here is this is just up in the mountains by my house. And one of my favorite trails, which happens to have one of my favorite warblers, which is the red-faced warbler. And I was out here a little while ago with my OM, and I thought I got a bunch of good shots, and I didn't. And it really bummed me out that none of them were good. And it's not really a complete diss on the OM, because I love it. It's cool. But there's nothing, this makes me really happy. And I'm gonna use what makes me happy. So I wanted to come out here for a little redemption on the red-faced and see, because they're one of the coolest warblers ever. And I've featured them in other videos, but you know, you guys probably don't watch everything I do. So if you're new here, maybe this will be your first time seeing a red-faced warbler, and maybe your mind will be blown and you'll be become an obsessive warbling birder. One thing I'm noticing about this monopod situation though is that it's a lot lighter than the other one, because the other one has all the fancies, but that's kind of nice, making it lighter. Oh, we got some dark clouds, Brittany. We might be getting a little bit of monsoon action. It is hot. I'm hearing things. I'm hearing vireos. The problem with red-faced warblers is, hey, they don't like to come down. So I'm gonna be quiet for a minute. I'm gonna see if we can hear any. Tip for birding, if you want to learn how to bird and be a better bird photographer, check out eBird and look at where you want to go and look at what's there and familiarize yourself with the sounds. You can look up the sounds on eBird or on Cornell or Merlin or Audubon, whatever app you have, and listen to the sounds. That way, when you come out, your ears will perk up, because you'll almost always hear this stuff before you see them. Also, familiarize yourself with the habitats that they're in, because like I told you, I know where they're at. I know they're in this area, but if you don't know that they don't ever come down from the canopy, then you might just be wandering around and never find one, even though they're right above your head. That's a low bridge, Brittany. Also, since it's like sunny out, you see all this dappled light on me. It looks horrible on the video, I'm sure. It also looks horrible for photography. So ideally, I'd like to find something like this where I can kind of hang out in the shade and hopefully get some birds. Oh, did you hear that?
Well, I think real birders come out in the morning and evening for proper bird light.
Yeah, but I do hear a painted redstart behind me, so that's a good sign. All right, painted redstart's another really cool warbler. He's right above your head. Like, he's too close for this to focus. And there's another one up there. This is my super ultra warbling nemesis. That's an olive warbler. And there's 3 of them. And they're in this stuff. He's right above you, and I can't. Oh my! Oh, he's right there. Oh. You see him, Brittany? Where'd he go? Oh. Yeah. Monopod didn't do much help since I was lifting it the whole time. I just made it heavier. That's the other thing I like about the Cobra monopod is I'm 6'1" and it goes all the way up to here. I don't think. Nope, that's all I got on this one. Yeah. Yeah, but then I have to like get real low, and you know how my knees are. My knees are anti-kneeing right now, even with the braces. So we're gonna wait around here. This is so cool. This is the olive warbler is quite rare, and this is one of the only areas in all of the country that it comes is here in southwest New Mexico and southeast Arizona. And I've been hearing them and seeing them in the tops of the pines for years, like a decade. And I've only ever gotten one identifiable crappie shot, like, 200 feet up in a pine tree. So to have them down here, they seem to be foraging right now. So I'm gonna shut up again. I'm gonna try to get a few more clips. I got one clip of him. I'm gonna try to get a few more clips and a couple photos for you guys. There's still a few around us. Holy cow. I have goosebumps right now underneath my shirt. I'm freaking out. I came here for red face, but you know what? You guys might just get olive warblers. I'll put a red face up so you could see one, because I've got plenty of them. There's 2 of them. They're right there, Brittany. They're right here in this little pine, but they're high up. Okay, we're gonna be quiet now. Shh. That's it's over there. That's the other bird that when I was out here for the red face, I got a hermit thrush, and they're really cool birds. They're very skulky, as Camera Lady pointed out. They sound like Irish tin whistle or something. Like they sound like they're the bendy. Yeah, Camera Lady says the bendy straws that you got back in the 80s and 90s. That they sound like that. I got one little video clip of it. I really want to see if I can get a photo for you guys. Hermit thrushes are super cool. They really like this brush. And oh shit, there he is. Look at him skulking. Oh, I got him. I got a video. I can't get a photo. He's not in a good spot. Ah, shoot. He's in this pine in the dead section right here in front of us. I'm hoping he'll go back down to this tree in the bushes here, because it's in the shade. That'll be much easier. Oh, the sun is it's so brutal. It's like 90 something degrees. He's just going to town. Do you hear him, Brittany? My R5 too is hot. Doesn't have the overheat warning on it though, but it is hot. Makes me glad for Camera Lady's sake we got the C50, because it has this beautiful fan on it. It never overheats. And for the last 10 years of filming videos for you guys, we've always been shooting on mirrorless and they're always overheating on us. And now I don't ever have to worry about that again. Oh, there's the olive warbler again. Oh, yes. I got him in the oak. You know, when you see olive warblers, they're in the ponderosas. I've never seen them come down here and hang around in the oak tree. And Brittany, what's this tree? This one.
Do I look like a dendrologist?
Well, I forgot everything from my dendrology class except for oak tree. But I got him in this one and in the oak tree, and then that's super cool. Oh, he's right behind Camera Lady. Oh, there he goes. He went up on that big log. All right. All right, so this is the part where my other nemesis bird showed up, the hermit thrush, and also we had some audio issues. So I get to do a little voiceover, but basically he showed up right here in front of me in a really nice perch, and he just sang there for probably at least 5 minutes. It was really cool. I got a couple of pretty nice shots of him, especially with that front and singing and his frontal plumage and all that stuff. I showed you here on the back of the screen, and it was adorable. I think I was probably talking about my settings too. I was saying something about how they were like 1/1250th of a second, f6.3, and auto ISO, no overexposure since it was in the shade, and that was kind of nice. And then I mentioned that I was stopped down just a pinch with my teleconverter on there, just for that added level of sharpness, which this lens and teleconverter combo doesn't really need it, in my opinion, but I did it anyways, just to get a little more of the bird and be as pretty as possible, I guess. Basically, the point of this whole section of the video was to say I was very elated that thrush was just like being as accommodating as those warblers, and it's crazy that they were just all there. There was 2 thrushes on either side of me, and they were just talking away like I wasn't even there, so I'll take it. You can still hear that thrush. Oh. Oh. And we're lowering. Okay, there we go. Well, I think I'm going to wrap it up here. I got lots of shots of the olive warblers in this cool stuff. I just can't believe they're still here. They're still like hopping around. Okay, so we're gonna wrap it up before we get rained on, and I got lots of cool stuff. Super happy about today. That hermit thrush is still right there, and he's still like tin whistling away. Oh, now is it woodpecker? Wow. Anyways, moral of the story here is that I got my lifer olive warbler, and I'm very excited. Sorry I didn't get you a red face today. I did hear one, but I haven't seen them. They didn't come down. But also, here's a shot of a red face. That's one of my favorites. And just so you don't think that I was completely dunking on the OM system, I shot this with the OM, with the 50 to 200 and the 1.4 teleconverter. And I made a video about that lens that actually featured this image. So if you're curious about that lens, you can go check out that video. But the point is, this is a beautiful red-faced warbler. They are still my favorite warblers. So there's that. Okay, so a couple other things, quick plugs here. I got some new workshops, 3 spots left for Scotland 2027, seabirds, seascapes. It's gonna be amazing. June. I got some new workshops going on around here. Fall workshop for northern New Mexico. And then my usual private workshops for Bosque, of course, from November to February. Still got some dates for that. And then regular private workshops for all around here. Oh yeah, camera lady. It's Astro season. I got a few of the private Astro workshops here in the Gila, darkest skies in the country. If you want to learn how to do Astro, so a lot of stuff going on. Check out the website. All right, it's definitely tea time. So thanks for watching, and hopefully you enjoyed some epic warbling. All right, let's get out of here before we get, I know if the sun just came back out, but I'm still fairly confident that we're gonna have a thunderstorm like right over that ridge. So we're gonna get out of here before that happens. All right, thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next one.